and welcome to the FIVB World Grand Prix Series from right here in Hong Kong. We'll be getting underway with Poland against Kazakhstan. That will be followed a little later by the marquee match, if you like, China, which is playing a virtual home game here in Hong Kong against the Dominican Republic. Now, there are the standings so far. Working our way down to the Koreans in the bottom half, followed by Poland, Thailand. China not doing particularly well at the moment after 6 games, 3 wins, 3 losses. Argentina in 12th, just holding them up there at the bottom. Cuba just above. But China with quite a lot of work to do at this very late stage of the competition. And they're in 13th to 16th. Germany, Dominican Republic, Kazakhstan and Peru. I'm Andrew Sams, and I'm joined for tonight's matches by John Levitt, who'll be joining me for the commentary as we work our way through tonight and Saturday night with the climax to this Hong Kong round on Sunday evening. So, it will be Poland in the white against Kazakhstan in the red. Just a reminder, this is the late stages of the competition, week 3, if you like. And the final will be played starting on the 24th of August. And this year, that will be held in Macau.
Yes, in the East Asian Games zone. And we're just looking here at Hong Kong. A little bit disappointing crowd turnout this evening. But hopefully it will fill up as the Chinese team come in a little bit later.
Yes, this coming to you from the Hong Kong Coliseum in Kowloon. It holds around about 10,000 spectators. And, John, you're absolutely right. As the competition wears on, particularly when China shows up on court, you do very often get those full houses of 10,000.
Well, we'll be looking to see China have a win tonight against the Dominican Republic, who are even lower in the table than they are. So hopefully that will be an exciting match a bit later.
So 2 pools are being hosted in Hong Kong, Pool I and Pool J. In Pool I, we have China, Poland, Dominican Republic and Kazakhstan. And in Pool J, also being played here in Hong Kong, the United States, Italy, Germany and Peru. So both sides finding their feet at the moment. You'll notice there's, if you're not familiar with volleyball, each side has a player with a different coloured top. That's the libero. That rule came in around about 12 years ago. The libero, basically a roving defender. And over the last decade, the libero has become an integral part of a volleyball side. There's a nice, well, a quick view of that wide shot of the stands here. Very steeped stands. John, you've been there for a concert or 2 in the past. Perhaps not the best for music, but you certainly can get a good view of the court from the top rafters.
Yes, you get a good close-up of the action. Obviously not the best acoustically for concerts, and obviously it's very, very difficult to see people on there, but from a volleyball perspective, very good. And as we see, Milana is going to serve.
For the World Grand Prix Series, it only runs for a month, but it is up there among the pinnacle of world volleyball competitions for the women, including, of course, the World Championships and the Olympic Games as well. And some of the sides of historical note, if you go back particularly to the 1990s, it was Cuba who dominated the World Championship so strongly. The Olympics, of course, you've got the Russian ladies going a long way back in the 60s and 70s. It was the Japanese who were the dominant side when the competition first started going. 1964, the first year that the Olympics hosted volleyball. The Japanese women won that competition. It also happened to be in Japan, in Tokyo.
And a very good block there from the Kazakhstan team. And for those of you not familiar with volleyball, obviously these are very tall ladies. I think the shortest player in the Polish team is 1.66 meters. And it allows them to get up high for these spike shots. And of course, a great deal of athleticism amongst the ladies.
Yeah, they have the height, which obviously is used to the block, doubles and sometimes triples, but it's always about the timing. For the block, you can get 2 or 3 of your tallest players up at the net, but if they mistime the jump and they're coming down, when the ball goes over, it's almost pointless. Touched out by Poland. So point to Kazakhstan. You'll see it here again, just catching the fingertips of the blocker. Awkward shot, going for the line.
And the Polish team are the favourites here, but the Kazakhstani girls are putting up a good effort at this stage, working very hard defensively. And a very good spike again there. Got another point for Poland.
So they'll take a timeout at 4-7. All these games played over 3 sets. First 2 sets are 25, and if it goes to a third, that's only played to 15. Both sides very tight defensively. No obvious campfires have formed here on either side of the court, really. That huge open space in the middle that spikers find so easy to pummel a ball away at. Blocked out by Kazakhstan.
Serve at 1.84 meters. Tall girl. Just knocks that serve out.
What's that, just over 6 feet?
Just over 6 feet. Very, very tall girl.
That was always going to be a tough one to dig out, and almost unplayable shot. Volleyball this weekend also going on in pools K and L in Bangkok for this final week of competition before the finals. Thailand, Cuba, Brazil and Argentina are in Bangkok, along with Japan, Russia, Serbia and Korea. Here's the setup. It wasn't a dummy either, and it paid off.
Great attack there from Kazakhstan, and turning defence into attack very quickly.
See again what happened there. So a mix-up on the Polish side of the court initially.
deflected out.
And of course the Polish women's team, very established since 1947, but they really haven't done an awful lot up until the beginning of this decade, where they took the gold medal at the European Championships in 2008. So looking to push a little bit here against a slightly weaker team.
Some disarray there amongst Poland after that Schenberger serve. The Kazakhstan side of the court, a powerful spike there. And again, not exactly in the campfire, but there was plenty of open space.
Yes, and as you can see, a really deep serve that really put them on the defensive, which allowed them to get that nice spike and the point away.
Both liberos working overtime, and that well taken. Storozenko, the number 11 for Kazakhstan, back there in the white shirt. She got a touch. Well, I think Kozak regrets putting a hand up that time. She realised that ball was headed out. Let's see it again.
Yeah.
Just skimming past Karolina Kozak, but it got a touch on the way through. There's a fake. Blocked out. Well, pretty much neck and neck at the moment, although Poland now putting a little bit more breathing space between the two sides. 14-11.
Some sloppy serving there. Given Poland the advantage again. And a fantastic block at the net there on the Polish girl.
So another timeout, and Poland slightly having the better of this set so far. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment. Welcome back to the Hong Kong leg of the FIVB World Grand Prix Volleyball Series for women here at the Hong Kong Coliseum. Lovely panning shot there as we zoom down from the stands, which are slowly but surely filling up. We have China coming up for you later this evening. They're playing the Dominican Republic. And we have had all the top sides here over the years in the past. This competition always played in August. Brazil are the most successful side in this competition, which has been running since 1993. Brazil has won the series 8 times, followed by Russia with 3 titles, the United States with 3, Cuba with 2, China has 1. The Dutch ladies won this competition 1 year as well. And as I said, it's been running since 1993, and in that year it was Hong Kong who were host of the Grand Prix final.
And of course a lot of the Kazakhstani women formerly playing for Russia. So there's a good pedigree there. And looked them to put a little bit more pressure on Poland, keep the match tight.
Joanna Volotz with a medium serve.
That was a good little set, a good dummy, and the Polish libero just not getting quite the hand to it that she would have liked.
And of course, Kazakhstan, the last team to qualify for the competition. Did very well last year at the Asian Games, finishing 4th in Guangzhou.
That's Kozak with the serve. Just trying to tip it over the net. It's got to be tried sometimes. But that one just dropping down on the wrong side of the net for the Kazakhs. Way over the mark. See here again, that was a great little deep from the libero, and then the final point, courtesy of Nasadkina. Olga Nasadkina, the number 5.
And just showing there that this game is as much about defense as offense. It's not just about the big spikes. It's about digging those balls out low on the court. Just keeping the ball live.
Bukomskaya with the serve there. Good powerful spike, and it rebounded off Joanna Volod's.
Big stretch there. And the Kazakhstans are staying close in this match so far.
There's a reverse set, and that worked very well. So on comes Radeka.
65 kilos, 1.77 m, and a spike of 302 centimeters, so pretty good.
Good little reverse set, but the Polish blockers nearly getting up there in time.
And these girls will be feeling the heat a little bit in Hong Kong. Certainly not like other sports where they play outdoors, but still a little bit hot nonetheless.
There's the slow set. Knocking, almost literally knocking one of the poles off their feet.
Very aggressive at the net.
Well, plenty of pace on that one. So Poland edging slowly but surely toward taking this first set.
You hear the crowd really getting into it now. You say it's filling up quite nicely.
Well, it also traditionally it fills out more on the weekend as well. I mean, this is a work day after all.
A Friday night in Hong Kong, so they're probably not going to get as many, but yeah, look for the weekend to be quite busy.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday there's always a noticeable difference in crowd size.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the matches this weekend as well.
Okanuvska about to serve.
$310 spike for her, and very tall reach. 72 kilos, so she certainly packs a punch.
That was clever play. Good work by the Poles, great speed. Konizna with the serve.
And the Poles are certainly a little bit more aggressive, seem to want this match a little bit more self-belief at this stage. The Kazakhstanis aren't lacking in quality, but just not doing enough to get over the finish line.
Set point for Poland. Oh, that's a very difficult serve to get back. It really dipped down low and fast. And the Kazakhs never really recovered from that initial serve. So 25-20, Poland take this first set here at the Coliseum in Hong Kong. So with that first set, we'll take a quick break and be back here in just a moment. Stay with us. And welcome back to the FIVB World Grand Prix Volleyball Series from Hong Kong. If you've only just joined us, we're watching Poland against Kazakhstan. Poland in the white, Kazakhstan down the other end of the court in the red. The stadium still in the process of filling up here. We have China against the Dominican Republic coming up for you later on. And the Kazakhs on the back foot, just having conceded the first set to Poland, 25-20.
And the Kazakhs need to just up their game slightly in this second set, be a little bit more aggressive. Their strength is really in defence and missing out there. But, they need to just be a little bit more aggressive at the net, a bit more high spiking and trying to just push the Polish team back.
Well, totally misread there by the Kazakh libero. Really knocked off her feet. Storozenko, Marina Storozenko, the number 11. Pint size, but very strong looking. Here's a set, they've got to go for it. And that time, as the Poles so often do, they take great delight in going straight for the blockers. You put enough power on that, it's going to be hard to stop. Here they go. They got two of them up, and it just didn't do any good.
Poland there showing their qualities in offence with a very strong smash. The Polish coach Swideric would be quite happy with his team at this stage.
It's a real experimental year for the Poles, actually. 2011, they've been churning through a new generation of players, testing new blood. So very much in a rebuilding phase. Yeah, Mr. Madlak, the Polish coach, taking over from Marco Bonita, the Italian. Polish women's volleyball on a bit of an up since 2008, really, where they qualified for their first Olympics in 30 years.
Yes, and very much building a team for London next year, and looking to do great things.
Well, she had to go for it, though. She had to go for that. It was going to drop in that far corner. Good recovery there by Kazakhstan. Holds up for the block, and again, both blockers getting a small touch to it. Not solid enough.
And again, Kazakhstan being a little bit more aggressive plays dividends for them.
We mentioned earlier on, John, the finals this year being played in Macau. Macau making the most of the superb sporting facilities they have. It was a great past decade for Macau, sporting-wise, hosting very successfully the East Asian Games and the Asian Indoor Games. Both those in 2005 and 2007. And they really do have some superb facilities over there. They obviously have the money to spend, and they have been spending it.
Yes, indeed, and a lot of these top teams are wanting to go to these nice facilities, right on our doorstep here in Hong Kong. And it'd be nice to see some of these facilities coming to Hong Kong. But Macau has really taken a very big leap forward in the last few years. As you say, they have the investment. And, you know, certainly we talked about the Coliseum. It's quite an old facility in Hong Kong. Maybe not the best for spectators because of the high banking. There's, of course, Macau, state-of-the-art in every single way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few years in Hong Kong. Hopefully we can bring some of our sporting facilities up to the right standards.
Well, it certainly goes without saying that Hong Kong just does not have the facilities. They've spent money for many years, but perhaps in the wrong places, building the wrong sort of facilities for the wrong demographics. They got to the point where they had more Olympic swimming pools in Hong Kong than the whole of the United Kingdom. That's a startling fact, but it's true. But we have no top international swimmers to show for it. The same goes for track and field. There was a flurry of building track stadiums, small suburban track stadiums in Hong Kong with top-grade rubber running tracks. And they were perhaps over-officiated. It was never easy for the general public to get on and have a run around these tracks anytime they wanted to. And again, we had a dearth of running tracks in Hong Kong, but no top-level track stars. So perhaps the money could be spent a little more wisely. Basketball, for example, the home of Hong Kong basketball is South Horn Stadium in Wan Chai. It's a cosy little venue with a great history, but really just absolutely not up to scratch by international standards. That's another sport in Hong Kong that really needs a massive injection of funds and support and facilities that just is not there at the moment.
Well, of course, we're all hoping that the new Kai Tak Sports Hub is going to be something good for the community, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. No one's really quite sure what sports are going to benefit, but certainly we do need the facilities. We do need to bring ourselves up to an international standard, because the danger is that we're going to lose all these international events.
Well, if the officials can keep their nose out of it and hand it over to private operators to be run in a more user-friendly manner, then maybe some good will come of it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think professionally these days a management team is a far better option, and hopefully we can do something here. So you see a great spike there from Poland, who are just pushing themselves away a little bit from Kazakhstan in this second set, just showing their aggression a little bit more. And it's paying dividends.
Well, that all happened so fast, but there was a point to Poland. It went all the way through, untouched, just clipped inside the line on the Kazakh side of the court. Poland really away to a dominant lead in this second set.
Polish number 5 there, Weronika, the huge spike there, 310 cm, her spike, and you can see why. She's got some great power behind it. You can see in the background the crowd really trying to get into it, really create an atmosphere.
That is not a shot that Kurzawa was going to get to.
Tremendous power.
Quite a long way back for that serve, and Poland really making the most of that opportunity. The disappointment for Kazakhstan, and Poland in the driver's seat at the moment. Welcome back to the Hong Kong Coliseum. The opening night of the last of 3 weekends of action in the FIVB World Grand Prix Series before the finals get underway in Macau next week. Poland against Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan in the red, and the Kazakhs with a very long tradition of women's volleyball. In fact, the USSR teams, the former Soviet teams that won Olympic or world titles, were often stacked heavily with Kazakh players. And in fact, as a side note, the same always went for the Soviet men's basketball teams, which were made up often almost entirely of Lithuanians, particularly when they won the gold medal. Very controversially in 1972, the side was almost entirely Lithuanian.
Yes, of course, that was the old days when we had the USSR and all the different states making up the Russian team. That's why they were very strong. Of course, now it's a little bit more spread and makes competition a lot more interesting. And certainly for these players now, they can actually play for their own countries and represent their own countries.
Well, Kazakhstan, they certainly did inherit that tradition of sporting excellence from the former Soviet system. And indeed, they are still very, very strong in, well, not the most popular sports in the world, but triathlon. They consistently produce some of the best triathletes in the world. And as a spin-off of that, if you'll excuse the pun, they also have some of the world's best cyclists, both on track and road.
Yes, indeed, things like the hammer, the discus and the javelin, they've always done very, very well in those very strong strength events. As we can see with the Kazakh women, they're very tall, very athletic, and just trailing Poland now. Need to really set their games up, be a little bit more aggressive. Seems to have gone to sleep a little bit in this second set. As the Poles again demonstrate why they're the favourites in this game. And
20 points to 8. Well, this really is turning into a bit of a runaway for Poland.
It just shows you very much this is a game of momentum. Once you get that momentum on your side and are very aggressive, it's very hard for the other team to score.
Well, Poland just not getting there that time, and that is so often the case. But a delicate touch can catch the other side completely by surprise. Change of player, rotation coming on now, with Poland just 4 points away from victory. So there's Volos coming on, 21 years of age. That's what I mentioned before about some blooding of new players coming on, and Poland going through a rebuilding process. Oh, delicate little touch there. The Kazakhs weren't expecting that.
You know, like any team, they're just building up momentum. All these teams, obviously, ultimate goal is the London Olympics next year. And Poland really focusing on that, blooding some young players in the team. And this is a great way to really see what players are doing what in these games and matches.
Well, some drama there at the net. Poland there, the little dummy, good block by Kazakhstan. They're up for it again, that time straight through the middle.
And I think one of the longest rallies of the match so far.
Absolutely. The reason why the libero couldn't get to that is because there was so much spin on it, slowing it down. It just dropped like a dead weight.
Very good block at the net, and Poland serving very well, nice and deep each time, really showing their skill level.
除非我哋再同現場觀眾玩下遊戲咯喎。
Confirmation of the scores there. First set, Poland took 25-20, and second set, poised.
Yeah, really a different. Well, there's the Chinese side, who we're hoping to see later in the program this evening. Well, not hoping to see, we will. They take on the Dominican Republic. And it's a very familiar story for them. They have come up against the Dominicans time and time again. We'll see it here again. The conclusion here. And the Kazakhs, you wouldn't say were totally outclassed. You couldn't see a massive difference between the two, apart from the score, of course, but it was just those odd little shots that gave Poland the advantage overall.
Yeah, you would say that Poland got a little bit more depth in defence, and Kazakhs just really need to, as we talked about earlier, be a little bit more aggressive. But this game is all about not just about raw power; it's about subtlety as well. And as we can see. Interesting shots.
So often some of the most crucial points come from the most delicate of touches. It's not all about power spiking. So again, on a Friday, it does always take longer for the crowds to make their way in here. So there's the stats. Attacks 32 to Poland. That is probably, if you look at those stats, the most telling sign of who the better side is. Diggs as well, 14-9 in favour of Poland.
And you can see that the Kazakhs, not really many blocks in there either, so that's interesting.
No,
there's a lot of very clean winners.
Again, those stats are a good indication. Anyway, we've got to take a quick little break now, and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us here on Pearl. Welcome back. So Poland looking to wrap this up in 3. The way things have been going for Kazakhstan, unlikely that we'll see a 5th set, which, as I mentioned earlier, is played over 15 points, not 25. So Poland up by 2. They haven't been absolute whitewashers by any means, but there's been a little sign here or there, or a stat that's strongly in favour of Poland that shows why they have taken out those first 2 sets.
Yes, and I think that Poland are displaying a good block and defensive system, and it's really why they're really building on the defence to help them with their attack. And I think that's why they're leading at this stage.
And again, they're more riding on the wall, and that is such a clinical finish. Oh, it's going to go all the way out. Well, certainly not. It always takes you by surprise, but it, of course, is not that unusual at all. Particularly in the latter sets, you get service starting to lose concentration. They're tired. They're not as focused as they are. And you get those wonky ones that go all the way over the end zone.
And you see there's just a slight difference in the luck of the teams. Whereas Poland have had a couple of aces. Kazakhstan were very unlucky at that stage.
Porozovska getting things underway there, serving for Poland.
Oh, cheeky. Just one-handed backhander over the net for Kazakhstan to keep this alive. Well, that was shaping up as the best rally so far.
Absolutely fantastic. That's what the crowd have come here to watch. Some fun as well. Some nice long rallies, which we've been sadly lacking in this game so far. And that was, I think, the longest and certainly the best of the match. At this stage, the Kazakhstan girls have really not a lot to lose.
Again, Poland doing just enough, but that time an uncharacteristic error from them, and booming that one way over the back line. It was a mistake by Kazarovska. And Kazakhstan getting a touch on the way through. Poland will take that. Thanks very much.
Again, not power there, just a little nice placement, and just enough.
Okonutska serves. A lot of hands over the net there. Great block. Really inspiring play by Poland. So solid. Look at this.
Ooh, that was very close there from Poland. They were very close to being over the net. The referee didn't say too much. Kazakhstan still trailing 3-8 in this technical timeout, and I wonder if their coach can inspire them to make a mini comeback in this match.
Well, often, John, you see at this juncture, sides not so much give up, but kind of they lose sight of the finish line. A side like Kazakhstan down by 2, it's very easy to suddenly see this third set race away from them and wrap up very, very quickly. And to be honest, I think at the moment they're just struggling for answers, Kazakhstan.
Yeah, again, I just think out of the two teams, technically there's not a lot between them. It's just a matter of self-confidence and aggression, and the Kazakhstan team don't seem to have that at this stage. And they're just letting the Poles dictate slightly. It's a little bit of a mini comeback now.
Akalova serving there for Kazakhstan. Great dig by the Kazakh libero. Looking for the campfire. Poland, though, keep it alive.
And we're seeing a little bit of fight from the Kazakhstan team now. And Poland will want to finish this very quickly.
Yeah, signs of not so much exhaustion, but again, just that loss of focus from Kazakhstan. 3 points between them now. Well, Akalova of Kazakhstan just watched that merrily as it shot miles over the back line.
Just that loss of concentration immediately gives Kazakhstan the upper hand.
Well, an unusual setup there by Poland, and it's in fact really given Kazakhstan the advantage. That was always going to be hard to get back.
It's very, very lax, and allowed Kazakhstan to take the advantage there.
Yeah, that last spike coming through like a freight train. Kazakhstan just 1 point behind now. More errors from Poland.
Of course, it can sometimes be more difficult for the team ahead. They just relax a little bit, let the other team get back into it. And showing their class there with a great spike.
Oh, from way out wide. Well, it was all working so well for Kazakhstan. Lost their nerve. They really seem to have quite an open court from that wide angle. Well, dropping down there, and you wouldn't exactly call that a campfire. All the Kazakhs staring at themselves, wondering who was responsible for letting that drop in front of them. So for that timeout, we'll take a quick break and be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to Hong Kong Coliseum, where Poland look like they are slowly but surely on their way to victory here over Kazakhstan. On the first night of action over this weekend, which is the third and final round of matches before the finals in Macau next week. So coming up for you this evening as well, live coverage of China against the Dominican Republic. For the moment, it's Poland in the white top, still going through the motions here against Kazakhstan.
And you can't really see a way back for Kazakhstan at this point, and I think Poland should just ease to victory. But with shots like that, you never know. Another point for Kazakhstan, and just getting themselves back into this match. And they forced the Polish team into a timeout here. Just pushing them a little bit towards the end, unlike the second set, which was very easy. So as we coming towards the last part of this set, first to 25, the Poles 2 sets to love up against Kazakhstan. And it seems like even in this match, every time Kazakhstan get close to the Polish team, they just have that extra point in them. Ball and straight out again. And lack of concentration at such a crucial time in this match.
The United States, defending champions in this competition, winning the title in Ningbo in China, this time last year. Of course, it's held every year. Brazil winning the year before that. In fact, 2 years in a row before that. The United States, as they have been for quite a few years now, coached by a New Zealander. Country not exactly well known for its volleyball success, but they certainly have a very, very good coach. Just out of reach. So again, Kazakhstan insisting on staying with the Poles. And what they are trying to make sure is not the last set. Way over. Again, it always starts coming out in the third set, and further on in the match, if it goes that far, players get tired, they lose focus.
And there's not really much the Kazakhstan coach can say at this point. They need to keep fighting. If they could just perhaps win this set, it would push the Polish team a little bit more. But as I said before, I think the Polish team seem to have most of their moves covered, and just staying that point or two ahead, which of course is enough.
Well, neither Poland or Kazakhstan have ever finished in the top 3 amongst the medals in this competition, going right back to 1993. Pounding that one down. This is Okanutska With the serve, it's a soft one as well. Almost catching the Kazakhs off guard. And a little too much power there by Imetska of Kazakhstan. So Poland with a nose in front. Veronika Okanutska gets things underway again.
And of course Poland on a little bit of a roll. The last round was actually in Poland, and they got a great win against Cuba, 3-1, and they've come here really wanting to win, and have been pretty aggressive this evening, and that's showing in the score. Hong Kong crowd are getting very raucous there, and in anticipation of China coming on court very shortly. Well, a live match.
Yeah, they've already been able to see the Chinese players off and on for the last hour or so. They've been going out in the players' guest area where the other teams can sit and watch who their opponents may or may not be and get a load of the action. They always get a cheer when they sneak out there into the stands, into their seats. Point to Poland. Geez, they certainly had the height advantage there, Kazakhstan, with Omolchenko, the number 7, getting right up over the top of it.
Kazakhstan pushing them all the way in this third set, and the Polish team have just got to stay focused, see this one through, and a nice little 3-0 victory. Just 4 points away from victory, Poland. But again, we see that lack of concentration in this third set, and we've seen quite a few of those serves gone long this evening. But very aggressive, and we want to see this one through now. It's Carolina Kozak, 305-centimeter spike, one of the stars of this evening.
I think it's fair to say this is a learning experience for Kazakhstan anyway. They were fairly late coming onto the volleyball scene as an independent nation. It did take them a while to get up into that top echelon of women's world volleyball. They qualified for the World Championships for the first time in 2006. And that same year they won a silver medal at the 13th Asian Women's Championship.
That's in the Polish team, been around since 1947, so well established in their own right in that time, even though they really didn't do that well on the world stage, but just starting to come into their own now.
Well, that's classic attack volleyball there. The little dummy and the power spike. See it here again. And this is the best angle to let you know how hard these spikes are to stop. So here comes match point. Can they pull it off? No. Kazakhstan keep it alive.
Desperate blocking, and just to get that point back. Poland still at match point.
So there you have it. And the rest of the team now running on. The substitutes, the bench girls, all coming on. And Kazakhstan getting ready to line up and congratulate their opponents here. A 3-0 win for Poland. 25-20, 25-12, 25-20.
Traditional handshakes at the net. And I'd say that was a very workmanlike performance from Poland there.
Absolutely.
I just think overall they were a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more organised, and you see some of the great jumps from these very athletic girls.
So overall, Poland proving the classier outfit. So a good winning start for them in Hong Kong.